Patience is not the ability to wait, but the ability to keep a good attitude while waiting. We could never learn to be patient if only good things happened in the world. He is called Hazard, a disabled man that was loved by a normal woman. And since she knew that her family was not going to support the person she loved, she decided to run away from her home just to live with him. She is called Rose, Hazard's wife that gave it all up for him, though he is disabled and physically different from all others. Making such a choice made her friends and family think that she might have gone crazy. Surprisingly, Hazard was not at all born like this. He was a normal boy at first and went to school normally, just like any other children. Later, things changed and he ended up becoming disabled since he was not able to go to the hospital for treatment. Hazard did not have any courage to face a lady and propose a relationship or talk anything concerning love. All because he was disabled, he did not think that any girl would ever accept to get married to him. So it was his friend that went and did it all. They now have 8 children together, and this happened a long time ago because they are now grown. She says that after a lot of people talked to her about her disabled husband, she lost courage and wanted to run away from him too after marriage. But this did not happen.
Bitewe yuko njyewe nabonaga hari mfite abandi basore banteretaga benshi kandi ngeze aho ndafasi ngiye gusanga umuntu ngendera hasi mfite amaguru yanjye.
Today, we visited this amazing family in a deep faraway village so that they could tell their story to the world. This is where it all started from the beginning, before both of them even met in the first place. Hazard was born a normal boy in this village. Everything was fine. He started growing up and always played with the other children in this community. According to him, he says that there was no sign that he would ever turn into this. He was going to school every day and he was used to the life that they had as a family, though they were not rich at all and they were just a poor African family in an old village. But later, things changed and this affected his life forever. He got sick and the legs were a lot hurting. But in the first place, he did not think that this was a big deal because he always used to play soccer a lot of times and he thought that this was where the pain was coming from, but he was absolutely wrong. Days later, the pain became too much, and all they knew was the local doctors that used herbal medicine for treatment, which they got from trees and leaves. This was the kind of treatment that he was given for a long time, expecting to get better. Well, what he expected did not happen at all. The situation kept becoming worse, and before he knew it, he couldn't even move anymore. He used to sit at home each and every day. He was always having treatment, but it was too late when they realized that it did not work. He ended up becoming permanently disabled and he couldn't walk at all. Since he tried the local treatment and it failed, he thought that this was it and nothing or no one could ever do anything about his condition, so he gave up. Obviously, going to school was now something that was impossible because where they studied was a bit far away from his home. With this kind of disability, he could not walk long distances at all, and this is how he dropped out of school. grew up, and at some point he started working so that he could be able to get what to eat. This was very hard because no one ever wanted to hire him, since they all thought that he was not in the position to work like a normal person. Fortunately, he was able to get a job, but this was not that good. He was supposed to work for the entire day, making bricks out of mud, which are later used in building these local houses. As much as he worked, he earned less than $1 per day. He was growing up and getting old. His friend that worked together with him asked why he did not have a wife and why he does not get married. He asked Hazard if he was normal enough to handle a lady. When he said yes, this is when his friend decided to do it all for him. He started talking to a lady next door that Hazard liked, but this was not something that she accepted in the first place. It took a lot of time for her to ever respond, and they thought that she was going to turn him down, but she didn't. She said yes and accepted to get married to Hazard. Though she was not sure that her family was going to accept their relationship, she decided to run away with him, and this is exactly what happened, and it's how they moved here. They got married, and a lot of people laughed at her. They called her crazy and stupid to have chosen a man like Hazard in all the men that are in the world today. She says that this was one of the things that hurt her a lot. She spent her entire wedding day crying. At some point, she also lost the courage she had, and she was going to run away from him, but she failed to get the guts to do this, so she stayed and decided to spend the rest of her life with him. She later got pregnant and they had children. They had 8 children together, which all turned out to be absolutely normal. This was one of the things that made Maria happy, because she also thought that she was going to give birth to disabled children just like their father. To her, this was very good news. They now live in a poor life, but they try as much as they can to make it better each and every day. And since Hazard is disabled, she is the one to do most of the work at home, and the children too. They keep hoping that their life will get better day by day. Hazard is now 74 years old. Rose has been lifting him like a baby for a lot of years now. She says that it has never been easy at all, but she has no other option, and this is what she has to keep doing since they couldn't afford a wheelchair. He is requesting for help so that he can be able to afford a wheelchair, because his wife has been carrying him for too long. She also needs to rest, and this will also help him move around on his own, which is something that he has been wishing for a very long time now. The funds that will help Hazard get a wheelchair will be donated via GoFundMe, a link that is in the description of this video and pinned in the topmost comment by Afrimax English. Thank you for watching. My name is Prince. This is Afrimax English. Do not forget to subscribe.